Hello, good morning. This is Chuck from Monocoque Metalworks. I'm going to talk to you today about restoring an E-type lower valance for the Bonnet. This is an original lower valance from a Series 1 Bonnet, and as you can see, it was pretty messed up. These get a lot of damage from parking blocks. People are always beating on them and bashing them. And you can see where I've already done a great deal of work to this. I've started to use a TIG welder to weld up all these little dent puller holes that have been drilled in it. And you may be asking yourself, why would you go to all that trouble instead of just getting a new one? And I'll tell you why. There are 3 different manufacturers of this complete piece new, and all 3 of them have various problems. One of the issues is that they're way too long here. And so they're too long here and they're kind of too wide overall. You get a lot of fitment problems back there. You can get fitment problems up here. One of my biggest pet peeves is that one of the manufacturers, where the lip comes around here, it's really wide and too soft. And it ends up giving the completed car kind of a fat lip look, which I hate. And then another one we had a couple of years ago, because customers bring these in with projects, they've already purchased the panels. This wall here was 3/8 of an inch too far in, so you're already starting out with 3/8 of an inch of shims. This, you'll notice here, what we've done here is take an original skin. We're restoring the original skin, but we have completely replaced what we call here the support member or rear wall. Now this is a piece that we make here. We make and sell a lot of these. This one is for a 3.8, and so you can see it does have the horn brackets. On the 3/8, the horns were big jobs and they were in the bonnet, and that's actually what this hole here is for in the inner valance. The horn comes right out this hole. Now, for the 4.2 cars, they stopped putting the horns in the bonnet and they put a smaller horn on these little brackets that are under the radiator. But they actually kept putting these brackets in the bonnets through like 65 and 66. It's not till you get into like 67 and the Series 2s that you don't see these brackets anymore, but they stopped using them in 64. This is our main support member for the lower valance. You can see this one is the 4.2 style, so it does not have the brackets. We've got the caged plates here. This is where your pieces bolt in. It's reinforced here. You're not going to have any problems with alignment. These things fit perfectly. They've got 10 years of R&D behind them. So what you want to do is take your original piece, and you're going to see a row of spot welds here across the back. You just drill these out, and we drill right through both pieces, and that's going to leave you with a line of holes. You're then going to use that line of holes as your plug welding holes to put your new piece back in. The realignment is really easy because you end up, even after you sandblast this, you end up with like a ghost image from the surface rust between these 2 pieces that gives you like a perfect track. Shows you exactly where to put the new one in. So you put it in, you clamp it in, you plug weld it. You'll notice the fit is perfect. See how this starts to flare out here? This fits perfectly. So on this one, we have done a lot of repair work. We've had to rewire both of these rear edges. You can see where we've done a lot of dolly and slapper work, and we'll be hitting this with the shrinking disc. I've got a little more shaping to do here. I've got to weld up all these dent puller holes with the TIG. Seems like a lot of work and overkill, but let me tell you, when the car is finished, there is no match for the original piece. This member here costs $535 For the 4.2, the 3.8 is a little more because we've got to make and put in the horn brackets, but that's a third of the cost of this piece new. And you're thinking, I'd rather have this piece new than do all this work, but when it doesn't fit and it doesn't look right, you'll be glad you spent all this time working on this original piece instead. That's it. Thanks a lot.